Welcome, welcome to Zombiepalooza Radio. You have sound and let's see, ignition. Let's go do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for flying with us. On our final approach, please make sure your seat bags and trays are in their upright and locked positions, and any carry-on bags are stored on the floor beneath you. We should be on the ground shortly.
This is your captain speaking. Dead Door Winds, we are making our final approach. Make sure together your wife, husband, spouse, friends and family, and zombies. And head over to www.livestream.com/Zombiepalooza Radio to listen to Jackie and I every Friday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 5 hours of zombie fun. And like always, thank you for flying Zombiepalooza Radio.
We're going to be talking about zombies. We're going to be talking about films. We're going to be talking about books and different creations. Stick around. Our first guest is Justin Gowland. He is the creator of the Infected and Reaper series. Next up will be Weston Oach, author of SEAL Team 666, Reign of Evil, and Grunt Life, just to name a few. William Hauser takes up third position. He is the creator of ED Rotten Frequency Alpha. At 11 o'clock, we have Jason Camillo. We've had him on before when he was talking about his project, Speak No Evil. He's back with us tonight. He's going to be talking about Pirate Island and other things he's involved with. Rounding out fifth hour. We've had him on a few times. He's a very, very busy man, wonderful person. His name is Brian Parker. And he is the author of Enduring Armageddon, A Path of Ashes, Origins of the Outbreak, and many others. So stick around. We're going to have 5 hours. We're going to have Dead Door William with us and Crunchy. Big shout out to Scott Pearson. He's not feeling so well this evening. We're hoping he's going to get better soon. Shout out to Juanita James. She's one of my absolute favorite people on the planet. She's going to be starting her own radio show pretty soon. It's all about seniors and helping them get more interactive, even if they're shut in. That's what Zombiepalooza Radio is all about, being able to connect people, get the word out, and make them feel comfortable. The views expressed and opinions given by the individual host and their guest do not necessarily reflect those of CPR Productions, its affiliates, or sponsors.
Hi, this is Scott Pearson. When I'm not writing zombified song lyrics, I'm working with Jackie Chan, Dead Door William on Zombiepalooza Radio every Friday night from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern on live stream at Zombiepalooza Radio. Bring your zombie on.
All right, so we've got a couple of things we're going to be doing tonight. Going to be a little busy. First thing I need to do is bring on our first chair co-host, the only zombie with the mostest, Dead Door William. You're the zombie with the mostest.
Welcome, good evening. I see that. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon.
So how are you, Dead Door?
I'm doing wonderful. Sitting here chowing on some fingers, toes.
Cool. You know, I know that you've been really busy lately and all of that, and we, having to run around with your buddy friend and all of that kind of thing. You and Crunchy. I got a couple of things to say about Crunchy. He's been getting himself into some trouble lately.
I had seen that, and I'm wondering.
Hey, I'm right here.
Hi, we're talking about
That's
you.
tired of me now.
Hi, Crunchy. You got some life, You're going all over the planet. You were in Britain, you got yourself into trouble. But somebody thought that you were stalking this lady. She thought that, she'd turn around, she'd be, oh my God, they're
Stalking nothing. She's nuts and loved it.
That's true, because you don't do stuff like that. You're way too busy for that. But you did. You that incident with you in the booth, all of that, and you're passed out.
You can't prove it.
Dead to rights. They had a picture of you, and you're still paying fines. You're not going to be telling anybody you didn't do that. you out with the Dead Door.
Not to.
You had a little. Did you have to drink all of it? I mean, I can understand a little bit, but how does somebody that small do that?
I have no secrets.
I bet you do.
I can't indulge that.
One of the most scariest incidents that you have been involved with was last year, I believe, or the beginning of this year, when you went to the car races. Do you remember that? You on the track. It was a Lamborghini. You were all excited about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all fast and quick. Hot guy like me, I gotta have fast weather and a fast car.
And then the baseball game. You wanted to go and see the baseball.
It was baseball.
And you decided.
Yeah, they got peanuts there.
Yeah, but you got really close up front row seats, and you decided that wasn't good enough. Your view wasn't enough, and you wanted a center view, literally.
I'm only 2 foot tall, and all these people are like 4 foot, 5 foot. I think there's a tree out there too, maybe 6 foot.
They have these things that are called monitors. And people that don't have your position to be able to get up close like that, they got to look up and they got to watch, and they got some pretty good, it's HD and the whole bit.
Yeah,
that was not enough.
Puts a kink in my neck. You know how big those TVs are? I gotta be down right in the middle of action.
All right, I got you, but you climbed on and you fell.
Yeah? Yeah, I did forget that, because I think I bumped my head.
You fell, yeah. Gave everybody a good cheer. People running out, trying to figure out what to do for you and all of that. Your wife. I heard about that from your wife for like a week. I told her I didn't anything to do it. All right. So
yeah, it was me and my buddies, and she wasn't supposed to know about it until they called. But hey,
so hey, we're MIA one guy tonight. That's Scott Pearson. So I want you and Dead Door to give a shout out to our favorite researcher of all things green and research department, Scott Pearson.
yeah, our zombie guru, Scott, or I can get better. Ain't same around here without you.
Yep. Zombie Guru Scott Pearson, please. It definitely isn't the same without you around here.
Nope.
You get hold of the squirrel again.
All right. So, but Dead Door and Crunchy and I are going to man the helm and get this thing going. I'm going to go over and we're going to bring our first guest. I'm going to have him say, go ahead and hit that button. Justin Gowland is coming from across the pond, so to speak, over in the UK, and he's got a very interesting. Are you okay there, Dead Door?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let me see. Do we have our guest with us? Oh, not yet. I hope he didn't run away. Dun, dun, dun. Justin Gowland was born in Zambia, and his father worked as a copper miner. And they returned to the northeast of England when he was about 3 or 4 years old. So we are looking for Justin Gowland. Pick up the white courtesy phone.
So, any other news that you know of that I don't know of? Since I've been so busy.
No, you've really been doing a lot of different kinds of things. We are still moving towards getting into Atlanta. I'm hoping that next month we'll be able to get the concrete of when we're going to be doing this, and that it's going to be a really cool thing. I'll get a drink here. My video feed looks like it's frozen. Can I Josh, was yeah. Is the feed? Oh no, it's there. Surprise! Okay. No, we're still waiting. Now he's not officially supposed to be on for another couple of minutes, so we're just kind of chilling. Okay, hit the link.
Please hit the link and come talk to us.
No, don't be afraid. It's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure everything. Quit hitting the button.
Wrong move.
Why not? Dun, dun, dun. Can't connect.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm going to play a little bit of music for right now and see if I can go ahead and get him in. So, Dead Door, go ahead and mute your mic, and I'll see what I can do to fix this. Woohoo! Hey, Justin.
Hello.
All right, we
Yuki.
there you go. Wonderful to have you on Zombiepalooza Radio for the very first time, all the way from the UK.
Hi, guys.
Hey, usually don't play music for introducing people, but that's not a bad idea to do. I might keep that. All right. You're an author. We're going to get you first, though, properly introduced to our first chair co-host. That would be Jedor William. Have you ever talked to a zombie before, Justin?
I've never spoken to a zombie before, no.
This is going to be different. Go ahead, Jedor. Jedor. Maybe he ran away from you.
Good evening.
There he is.
Good morning
Evening.
to you, Justin.
Yes, good morning.
Yes. It's like, what, 1 a.m. over where you are right now?
Yeah, it's very early in the morning over here.
Woohoo! All right. And we also have our engineer with us. His name is Crunchy, and he's a squirrel.
Hi, Crunchy. Hi, Crunchy.
Hey there, Justin. Welcome to the show, and let's have some fun.
We'll try.
All right. So you are an author. Let me pull up your information on here so that we can get going. Born in Zambia, and
Yes.
your father was a copper miner, and then you returned to the northeast of England when you were 3 or 4 years old. It is a pleasure to have you on the show. And you write. What is the genre that you create in most?
Oh, predominantly I am what would be called a apocalyptic writer. Mostly zombies, aliens, creatures, anything that frightens people mostly, or at least I try to anyway.
All right. So you have a number of books out there. The latest that I see is Suicide Run. It's from your Infected series. You also have another series that you do called called Reaper.
Yeah, the Reaper series, yeah.
All right. So talk to us a bit about what motivates you to create in Zompok.
Well, I've got a number of influences really. I love zombie films. I was seeing them since I was a child, which I really shouldn't have done because it's given me many nights of bad dreams. But you know, there you go. The thing that got me into writing the most was Stephen King. The first book I read of his was The Stand, and as we all know, that was all down to a flu virus or something escaping from a US genetics lab or something. I can't remember exactly where it was. But I read the unabridged version and read all about Captain Trips. And since that, it was just headlong into it. Love affair with zombies and everything else.
All right, give us a bit of a taste of your series, The Reaper.
The Reaper series is based here in the northeast of England. It was the first series that I actually wrote. So I will say in advance, forgive me for any sort of errors with regards to grammar and that's in those books. But what it was the idea came from a conversation I had with my partner, who's now my wife. She'd said that what would happen if a zombie apocalypse ever happened here in the northeast of England, and nobody'd ever written it as far as I was aware. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. And to put my own twist on it, it wasn't exactly zombies. It was more people getting infected and becoming a different type of creature called a reaper. So there.
A lot of times people are worried that the Zompox idea is going to, as we say in the States, jump the shark, go into such a odd territory that nobody is going to like it anymore. Do you find that in the area that you live that the idea of zombies and things of this sort in that apocalyptic kind of way are going to go by the wayside anytime soon, or do you think that it's something that is going to be explored for quite some time?
I think it's ingrained in everybody's psyche. It's going to be kept alive for a long period of time because everybody's frightened of the dead, and everybody. The main frightful thing is that if somebody came back, especially one of your relatives came back and was there, stood at the door, it would frighten the hell out of you. So I think it's going to be around for a long time yet. We've got all the young kids coming up enjoying Dawn of the Dead again and the reboots, and we've got Ash and the Living Dead coming out soon on
Yes.
I think it's Stars over there.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch that.
All right, so let's get an idea of where your Infected series starts off. Just in the very first book, I would like you to give me an idea of how it, what the environment is, how it starts off.
Right. The lead character called Mark is at work. He works for a pharmaceutical company here in the northeast. Again, most of my books are based up here anyway. So he is at work, and he gets a message from his friend talking over the radio, saying that something's making a noise down in one of the labs, and he says to his friend not to bother going looking. It's probably just something knocked off of a thing. And he happens to look into a camera, and there he sees a zombie cat. And it goes from there, really. Suffice to say, the cat gets out and proceeds to infect people. And it's your general zombie apocalyptic book series from there on, really, with a really big twist at the end. There is the last book out at the moment is called The Last Shot. That's just come out, and I've just started writing a new series after that one.
All right, so book one in the Infected series is called Pet from Hell, and the cover is absolutely banging. It's amazing. Why did you decide to have such an interesting cover?
Mainly because it's based on the escape deed zombie cat. But the other reason was we have a cat ourselves, and she's a bit battered and torn, and she's got missing bits on her ears and things from fights. And I just thought, zombie cat. I just took it from there.
All right, I have a couple of reviews for this particular series, book one. The individual writes in the headline, "Fast, fresh, and entertaining read." And this was written on January 3rd, 2015 by Dystopian Doll. She goes on to say, "The book started out at a great pace and kept right on going. There was no lull, no filler, and overall, I have to say that this was a great start for the author. I'm really looking forward to book 2 now to address the various reviews about editing issues. Yes, there are some, but they do nothing to detract from the story. I know some readers are very anal about it, but cannot understand why. Regardless, I think Justin Gowland did an amazing job on a book that is quite enjoyable and doesn't follow the masses as far as how the infection starts. I look forward to reading his future books," and she does go on to read other works. We have another 5-star reading from this review and this was written November 17th, 2014 by Fleury. The individual goes on to say, "Love how this story started off slowly, then ramped up to a great pace. I was looking for a new zombie series that would keep me captive, and I hit the jackpot with this one. There is great conflict that comes out of trying to keep it alive after the outbreak and saving oneself while also trying to stay in touch with your human side. There are a couple of editing issues, but you happily get past them because you want to see what happens next. I highly recommend this book to anyone who loves the zombie or apocalyptic genre." That takes me into my next question for you. All right, it has to do with the humanity of writing in Zompoc. Apocalyptic stories are in part due to the death of humanity. What is it like for you as an author to walk between that fine line of life and death?
I've had in my my mum died when I was quite young, so I recognised death quite early on, and I was in the army for a little while as well, and I've seen some pretty gruesome stuff. And not very long ago, I came across a person that used to live a couple of doors down from me in the tenant block that I used to live in, and he'd hung himself, which wasn't very nice to see. So trying to keep humanity, I would say, is I see death as the next step, not as a end of things. And writing that sort of stuff into my books, as I try to do, I try to convey my sense of morality with regards to death into those books. I don't know whether or not that answers your question, but
You did.
that's all I could say.
Yes. It's occurred to me recently that genre is as much of an artifact of one's own preconceived notions of what a genre is or is not. It is, though, a convenient marketing tool. What are your thoughts on genre?
Oh, thoughts on genre. It's all well and good if it's written correctly and in the right specifics. I don't agree with certain genres where they exclusively put in lots of sexual scenes. With regards to a zombie story, is a zombie story. You're there to be frightened. Yes, a little bit of love story, not too much of a problem, but when people go too graphically into certain aspects, that's when I don't agree with that kind of genre. People like Mark Tufo and Stephen King, John O'Brien, all these people, and although all their characters seem to bring more to the genre than these other people that write the other stuff. The more sexual sort of stuff that doesn't. I don't want to read that because it's not, in my eyes, part of the genre.
Thank you for that. You have a number of books that we're going to touch a little bit on each one of them. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is perspective.
Mm.
An individual gains their perspective through experience. What perspective do you use to bring to your writing?
I touched a little bit earlier on about being in the army. I was in the army when the first Desert Storm, when we went into Kuwait. And I saw some stuff that I wasn't too pleased about, and it opened my eyes. I've had numerous friends who've died out there since then, and back then. So when I write my stories, I try to bring them back to life, because there are characters, there are people in those stories, names and attitudes are the people that I'm trying to bring, how should I put it, bring back to life. So a zombie story is the best idea to bring those people back to life for myself. So
That's actually beautiful. All right, so we're gonna lighten up things a little bit. We're gonna have you give me, and this isn't as easy as what it sounds, but I'm gonna name a book, and I want you to give me 3 words that would signify that particular book.
is this one of my books or one of somebody else's books?
I think this would be all your works.
Oh, my works.
It's all about.
Right.
All right, you ready?
Let me think. Geordie, Psycho, and Children.
I'm going to go and I'm going to name the book, and
Right.
then you're going to give me 3 words about
All
that.
right. Uh-huh.
Here we go. The Bunker.
Darkness, foreboding, backstabbing.
Spiteful.
Oh, I might be sexist here. Women, evil, despicable.
I love the cover on that too. Y'all got to see that. We've already talked about Pet from
He
Hell.
described my wife.
What, Crunchy?
So was he describing my wife?
Yeah, well, maybe. Crunchy's likely to say just about anything. All right, so we're gonna move over to oh goodness, I have to click on this to see it better. Suicide Run. This is the Infected Book 5.
Lonely. Oh, no, this is hard. Lonely, helpful, misbehaved.
How about Wrecked?
All right. Savior, complex, and evil.
I enjoy the cover in that one too. Very cool. All of his covers have a very uniqueness that we do not see here stateside. So we're going to be talking a little bit about your about the person that or persons that create your covers. Last Shot. Your most recent.
Most recent. Twist. Pregnant. Death.
Thank you. Reaper's Star.
Infection. Alien. Transformation.
Reaper's Mist.
Island. Castle. Backstab.
And your last one here, Reaper's Isle.
Holy, boat ride, Xbox.
You did very well. All right.
Those are hard.
We try to, especially if there are a long list of works that the individual has been a part of, to get all of it out there and do it in the short of amount of time as we possibly can. And you did a very good job. Thank you very much for that. What have you learned about yourself since you started your first published work?
Oh, to tell you the truth, I've got so much in my head now. Since I started writing, it's starting to want to burst out all of the time. I'm constantly either writing on my mobile phone. I have a dictaphone. I have a small laptop. I have a big PC. Everywhere I go, I'm constantly, oh, that's an idea, and I'm writing it all down. Whereas before, it used to be all just kept inside. And it was my wife, my partner, my wife we got married just recently. Was the one that turned around and said, "What's the point in you constantly thinking up all these stories if you're not going to let other people know about them?" And she was the one that pushed me into writing. So kudos to her.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I put a link on the YouTube page, and that will play out while the show is going. And as the show continues for the whole 5 hours, we're going to have your books, and it should, there it goes through all of the books that we just talked about. People will be able to just go ahead and click on that book from our YouTube and be able to get it. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you do that you find helpful when you're actually in the creative process. Like if there are any apps, if there's any things on the social media that you find helpful, any groups that you belong to, any of that that help you transform the words into some of these really great pieces.
I have a fantastic set of friends on Facebook that help me so much. I have various groups that I'm in that are on there. You probably, most of your people that listen to your show probably know all about all the zombie groups that are out there. To name but a few, you've got ADZ, you've got your own radio station. In fact, I've listened to yours a couple of times in the past.
Thank you.
There's also, I mean, you've got things like a band of dystopian readers, disorderly conduct. All these groups that are on Facebook have been fantastic. The other thing as well is I'm in touch with several different authors. Mark 2441, who is a great big star of mine, and I love him to bits. And he's a good friend on Facebook. He gives me little hints now and again. And I have a fantastic editor at the moment.
Talk about, if you've listened to the show in the past, you know that what I like to do is I like to talk about the editor and the people that design the covers. If there are multiple people, let's give a little shout out for these people that help you do what you do so well.
Right. I've had several editors in the past. But the current one who I adore at the moment is little Ashley D. Hawley. She is fantastic. She's been such a help with everything I've written. Same goes with Rosa Thomas McBroom. She's been an absolute rock with regards to editing and helping me run through all the little foibles of the things that I miswrite with regards to different ways of writing between my English and American English. With regards to book covers, you're going to be surprised. It's me. I do all my own book covers.
No way. I mean, they are so. I mean, no way. Like, you're kidding, right? But like.
No, I do all my own book covers.
Usually, when someone does a book cover, it's got the same type of element in each thing, but these are wonderfully uniquely to their own. I love the idea that you use photos and not like the typical zombie horde everywhere and all of that. Not to say that that might not be appropriate at some point, but the only other person that I know that does that, well, there's a couple other people, but one person is my husband. He uses photographs that have been crumbled or folded and put into a pocket, and that's what's out there. Thing. I love the idea that you can think out of the box like that, plus have such a creative side to be able to make the story as interesting as you do. And wow, cool.
Well, what I tend to do is when I'm writing a story, I have the name first, and then I write the story afterwards. As most writers would probably not say they do. I pick a particular word or a particular point, a reference within the books. Pet from Hell, the cat. Therefore, cat on the front.
Right.
The bunker is where they end up at the very beginning of the book, hence the bunker on the front, and so on and so on. If you read my books, you'll see the certain characters and certain that I choose those pictures. I edit the pictures. I make the pictures up if I have to, and they get put on the covers.
The cover should be a vignette of what is going on in the book, and you nail this process. For those who are going to be listening to this show either now or in future time, when you watch this, I want you to take a look at these covers and go to think out of the box like this, because it is atypical. It makes things stand out more about what is going on, and it helps to provide a exact photo. And when you get to that particular point in the book, you'll be like, that's what that's about. It helps to visualize. Now, the next section that we're going to go on, because we're at this point in the conversation, is visual words. Now, we know that when you write out what the experience is, what the situation is, what the person's going through. But there has to be a certain way that you create where the individual who's reading it can visualize what is going on. So that illustration in word form. How do you go about honing that ability, which you seem to have done so well?
Like I said, most of my books are all set up here in the northeast of England, so I tend to pull on certain areas and certain places in the northeast. The Reaper series starts off where I used to live, my old hometown, and then it moves all the way around up to Holy Island, which is a tourist sort of spot on the northeast coast. And each individual point of reference in those books has something happen to the people, and that helps me visualize what's going to happen. It's the same with the Infected series, and the current series that I've just started writing, and Ashley has my first book to edit at the present moment in time, and I'm nearly finished writing the second one in that series, so I'm pretty busy at the moment.
That's so awesome, and I love the idea that you can have that strong impact in your work, and that way you know it's going to go into the direction that you want it to. And with a strong editor, you have seen through your experience that that is one of the most powerfulest tools
Yeah.
an author can have. Talk a little bit about that, and then I'm going to bring on Dead Door and have him ask his first question.
Ashley has been such a fantastic editor. The main reason behind it is she has taken the time to take me under her wing properly, and has come across and give me so many hints and tips with regards to the way that I write, and it's come across so much better. My writing has come on leaps and bounds since I took her on board. So I wholeheartedly hat off to her.
All right, Dead Door, go ahead and ask your first question.
Alrighty. Why zombies? Why did you get into the zombie genre?
Why did I get into zombies? Main reason I would say was the first film I ever saw was the original Dawn of the Dead. First horror film that was Dawn of the Dead, and I've been addicted to zombies ever since. I can say that I've read nearly 80 or 90 books in the last 3 years, all zombie related. Mark II, like I've mentioned in the past, can't praise him enough. I've read every single one of his books, and I'm on starting to read his Shrouded World series that he has with John O'Brien. I have just bought the Atlantis, which is the second one in the series, today, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And that's probably why it's zombies and sort of infected creatures.
Okay. So, which is your favorite slow shambling or fast move?
A bit of both, really. I love the 28 Days Later, fast-moving, viral, rage-monstered zombies, but I also adore the atypical Walking Dead zombies as well. I think they have a sort of place in my heart, both of them at the same time. I think what it should be is the fresher zombies should be the fast ones, and the more degraded ones are the slow assemblers. And that's how I try to portray them half the time in my books, is the fresher they are, the faster they are. As they degrade and slowly melt into the ground, they get slower.
That's so cool. I like that, how that vision is slowly shrinking into the ground. All right. You're standing in a grocery line. You've got some people up in front, some people in the back, and you're just kind of hanging out. And you get an idea for a book. What do you do?
Smartphone. My lifeline is my smartphone. It's out. I have an app that does the word processing on it, and it's instant. Couple of words, name, title, what it's about, who it is, and that's it, done. And when I get home, I'll go, and then I'll expand on it.
Awesome.
That's how it works.
All right, let's see. Where do I want to take you from here.
I got a quick one for you. Once you get that idea, how long does it usually take you to get a book completed
Um,
on an average?
it depends on how much my kids interfere with me. I have two little boys. I have Oliver, who is 4 years old, and let's just say he's got ginger hair, and just leave it at that. And I have an older son who's 7 years old. He's Matthew, and he has ADHD. So enough said about that as well. They can be a bit of a handful, and they take time to calm down or to let them do whatever they're doing, and I have to set it aside. But usually I can bang a get a book written in about 2 months if I sit down and write about it.
Thank you
And
for
that's
that.
why I don't write a book.
Yes, he doesn't have time. He's got 100 minutes. Imagine?
Oh.
No. All right. John Rabicki, when asked what it was like for him to write, gave a 3-word reply. Lunging at vacancy. What would be your 3-word reply?
Head banging off wall. Simple as that. Because sometimes it can be like that. It can be a real pain to put words to paper, but sometimes it just flows.
Absolutely, and boy, do I understand all of that. What is your favorite sound?
Laughter.
What is your
Especially children's laughter. It's the thing that sets me off. Always makes me giggle.
What's your least favorite sound?
Dying. I've had friends die, and it's not sounded nice. So.
What turns you on creatively?
A good book more than anything else, and TV. I'm a TV person. I sit and watch TV, everything and anything.
If heaven existed, what would you like God to say to you when you arrived at the pearly gates?
You're not wanted here.
Time to go back.
I've had that said to me down under.
He'd not want me there. Not with my wicked sense of humour. No, my dry sense of humour, no. He wouldn't want me there.
Let's see here. What turns you off?
Oh. Injustice in all shapes and form. People being hurt for no reason whatsoever. That's what turns me off the most creatively. If I see anything that's remotely sort of real life, this is anything that's on the news that's portrayed as somebody putting somebody down for no reason, that puts me off.
How would you define yourself in one word?
Eclectic.
Awesome. And guess what? You made it through the interview. You did a lovely job. We got to talk about all your works.
Cool.
And what we're going to do right now is we're going to get what we call a bumper. So you're going to say your name, the name of a book, your latest, or .com, or whatever you want to throw out there. and something about Zombiepalooza Radio on YouTube.
Hi, my name's Justin Gowland. Please look out for Dark Castle. It's my new book. It'll be out sometime in the next month or so. And I've been on Zombiepalooza Radio, and I've had a fantastic time.
On YouTube. Oh, see, I told you I got your back. All right. What is one question that you were afraid I was going to ask?
How old I am?
Well, I'm a vampire. You see the teeth.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, I'm like really, really old. You can't be anywhere near as old as I am.
I'm pushing me age.
Or me.
And Dead Door. Dead Door's
Oh, definitely not Dead Door. Dead Door definitely looks older than me.
Yeah,
So-
I'm about 109.
and we love every little inch of him. Even when stuff starts falling off, we have to get that like heavy duty missile tape because regular duct doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that stuff.
You'll have to let Mythbusters know that duct tape doesn't work on everything.
Missile tape.
Missile tape does.
Missile
Missile
tape.
tape up to 100,000 miles per hour. Duct tape is only about 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. Wait, and don't ask him how he found that out. That was a bad day.
Oh yeah.
All
You
right,
know
so
how hard it is to hobble and run after your foot?
he had to do that. It was another
Yeah.
Crunchy in his escapades when they were working with James. Missed the trailer that they were supposed to be in, and James just kind of took off and didn't even think nothing about it until about 50 miles later, and you got a phone call from me, and I'm like, you forgot somebody.
You forgot someone.
Yeah. He's like, damn, gotta go back. All right, so give a shout out for give a shout out for anyone that you would like to right now.
To Mark Turfo, I love your work, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, we are Zombiepalooza Radio Live on YouTube, and we have just been talking with Justin Gowland. Go and check out he has a number of different books, as you see up here, but his most that we are prompting up is the Infected series and the Reaper series. So go check those out today. And you may, when you watch on YouTube, go ahead and click on those links directly, and it will take you right to the source. Thank you so much, Justin Gowland, for being on Zombiepalooza Radio. You did an amazing job. And as soon as this show is over at 1 a.m. our time, it will be available for everybody to be able to listen to. Pass the link around, and let's get infected.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. He did
That
an
was awesome.
You could not tell.
Amazing job. And we're talking about, we're talking about YouTube. I said we're talking about YouTube. We've got to make sure we like and subscribe to that. Click on them buttons and share them.
All right.
Get them everywhere.
Absolutely. Please, please, please do. We put a lot of effort and energy to bring you the best in entertainment for Zombie and horror, and we look forward to being able to hear from our fan base and let us know, are we doing something good? Not good? Do you have someone that you would like to have on the show? Suggestions can come over at Zombiepalooza Dead Again. That is our official radio page. We're also on Twitter at Zombiepalooza13. We do have a Google Plus page. Look for Zombiepalooza Radio Live on Google Plus. And, Dead Door's got some pages. Go ahead, Dead Door.
Oh, I don't know them right now. Let me find them, and then I'll bring them up next break.
All right, so he's gonna.
It's hard for the zombie to remember links.
I'm sorry. And we do have a page for Crunchy. Look for Crunchy, CRUNCHY. Had to think about that. On YouTube and Facebook. That's his Facebook.
No, not you. Just Facebook.
Well, right now he might have his own YouTube channel at some point.
maybe.
All right. I gotta.
He's out of the room right now, so.
Our next guest, that it will be coming up at 15 after the hour is Weston Oach, and he has written SEAL Team 666, Reign of Evil, Grunt Life, just to name a few. So stick around for that. Go ahead and mute your mic, and we are going to go to a bit of a break. Stick around.
Zombiepalooza Radio moved over to YouTube at Zombiepalooza Radio Live. Check us out. Like, subscribe, and share. Don't be crazy and lose your nuts. Watch ankles, because I'll be right there. And also, again, check us out on YouTube. Radio, Zombiepalooza Radio Live. Like, subscribe, and share. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
You ready?
I am. Go ahead.
Okay. This is John Prescott, author of Prey, which is the Revelation Chronicles. Book 3 will be out this July, and hopefully the audiobook will be coming very soon. Audiobook number 2, the second novel, Hell, should be slated for a summer release, and then the audiobook for the third book should follow suit soon. And I'm on Zombiepalooza Radio with Miss Jackie Chan. She is the real deal. And if you're an author, you need to get on this show to get your name out. It's a good show, and it rocks.
I wish I was a child of 10
Duncan P. Bradshaw, Class 3, www.duncanpbradshaw.co.uk. Listen to Zombiepalooza Radio, and you'll be okay. I'm running far, far away.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. You're watching Zombiepalooza Radio Live on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And when I'm not chasing people down for flesh and blood and brains, that's where I'll be every Friday night, starting at 8 p.m., talking to zombie and horror authors, actors, makeup artists, first responders, military, and your best creepy, crawly monsters. So come check us out at Zombiepalooza Radio Live on YouTube. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
The views expressed and opinions given by the individual host and their guest do not necessarily reflect those of CPR Productions, its affiliates, or sponsors. All right, we are back with round two. I'm trying to get Weston Oakes onto show. He said that he clicked the link and all of that fun stuff, but I don't see him over where I need him, so I need to go find out what's going on. You clicked on the link I sent you here in this message box, but you cannot hear us. All right, I'm going to see if I can. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get in here.
Yeah.
To see if this makes a difference. All right, I'm going to send you an invite. There goes the link. Hopefully he'll be able to see it. You have to have your Google Plus page open.
And I found my two links. I found the links to me and
It's just still a new process for folks. They're used to using Skype and things of that sort, but Skype is has a real issue for us, and the sound quality and the video is not as good as what we like it here.
Skype is the spawn of Satan.
I know, right?
Hello?
That's just weird. I think my phone is going off. I don't understand why I can't bring him on here. Power off. All right.
If he can go to Google or Google page itself, he can actually join from there.
Okay. Let me get the Google page. Let's see. We'll give him this. If I can get back over to where he is. Don't. Let's see if we can get you this way. Oh, is he in?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, I sent him another link. Hopefully he'll be able to click on that. Because he's in. He's where he's supposed to be. Why can't we get him?
I don't know. Should be able to get it.
All right, we'll figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. We'll just get it figured out. I know he's part of this. I know he's part of the system. I don't understand why. Can you think of anything else that might be stopping him from being able to get in?
No.
Ugh. Okay, it says the page is open. Okay.
It's right at the top. Right at the top there, it should say Hangout and join Hangout.
All right, we'll go and see. He's not. Well, Scott, if you want to come in, that would be helpful. Scott says, I think we might have Scott. Sure. Here's a link.
Scott?
Yeah. Yeah. I really don't understand why he can't. Doesn't I can hear you talking. Poor thing. We're trying to get you in, so you see that we're trying to figure out what is. Now he says he can hear us, but he can't. He just can't get into the call. Do you have any idea why that would be?
I don't know.
I know he's part of all of this. I'll send you. He says if he can hear me, then I'll send you another invite. There it goes. If he's on that page, you should be able to just click on it.
Yeah, because the last guy just did. Justin.
I know, right? So I don't understand. Yeah. He should be right in there. He's trying to click on it. I think that's what I'm hearing. All right. Weston Oakes is the creator of SEAL Team 666, Reign of Evil, Grunt Life, and a number of other books. We're going to try and see if we can keep getting him to the call. I don't understand why it's being blocked. Any idea at all?
No.
He's in. He is in. Oh, that's the same link. Right. Yeah, that's the only link I got. That's what we're using to be able to bring people in. I don't right in the message thing, since I can see that. What is the page saying? Is there any kind of error message or anything? And I'm waiting for him to respond. And we're having a thunderstorm.
Oh,
I know,
I
right?
thought that was your stomach growling.
No, it probably kind of sort of, because I'm kind of a little frustrated that this isn't working the way it's supposed to, and it should be just fine. I don't understand what the deal is. What is the problem? And you want me to do what about it? The dog's inside already. I'm a little busy right now. Yeah, my son's like, it's really coming down crazy. I don't know what else to do. There's no reason why he should not be in this call. None. Do I still have you, Dead Door?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. So, I do not understand what the heck the deal is at all on any level. All right. So, Weston Oakes is author of more than 25 books. He's won the Bram Stoker Award and has been nominated for the Pushcart Prize. His SEAL Team 666 series was optioned by MGM with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you and produce. He's traveled the world, been to more than 50 countries, and blogs at Living Dangerously. You can Google him under literary stuntman, superhero for rent, or yakuza for of the written word, blah, 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 blah. Living Dangerously at www.westonoaks.com and his blog, westonoaks.blogspot.com. His latest book is Grunt Trader, the sequel to Grunt Life. All right, so now that we finally got audio and all of that fun stuff and video, hey, there you are. Our motto at Zombiepalooza Radio is "Don't quit." So we.
Oh, she just quit.
Thunderstorms.
Oh
Thunderstorms
no.
don't be good.
No. Let's go
That's
ahead and
okay.
start until she comes back. Go ahead and talk about your book.
Well, sure, I'll talk about my book. I have 2 new books out this summer I'm very excited about. The first one is called FUBAR, a collection of war stories. And of course, you know what FUBAR stands for, right?
Yeah. I've been around.
Yeah, FUBAR stands for Messed Up Beyond All Recognition. It's a military acronym that is used when things inevitably go wrong. They get FUBAR'd. And this collection of war stories, it came out from Cohesion Press. I want to give a shout out to the editor, Jeff Brown, and the really awesome cover artist, Dean Samed. This is a collection of all of my fiction war stories and my nonfiction stories as well, where I talk about my deployment to Afghanistan 2 years ago and various other things. Really excited about that because it's really autobiographical. The other book that's coming out in about a week and a half is called Grunt Trader, and it is a sequel to Grunt Life, the second of the Grunt series. Grunt Life begins with an attempted suicide. A man's about to jump off a bridge, and he gets an option. They ask him, if you're going to kill yourself, why don't you kill yourself for the world instead of just yourself? Because the fact is a private corporation knows that Earth is about to be invaded, and they have to gather amongst them a brigade-sized element full of PTSD sufferers, because there's something different about the chemistry of a PTSD sufferer's brain that will help them fight the aliens better. Of course, because it's a PTSD positive novel and all the characters have PTSD, it's a pretty bleak and dark novel. That said, it did extremely well. The publishers are very excited about it. That's why Grunt Trader came out, which is a book in which I create science fiction zombies, alien-created zombies that attack the human race. Pretty excited about that because zombies are always good.
Yeah, we are. By the way, I wanted to introduce myself. I am Dead Door William. I'm the first co-host, first-year co-host. And we have Scott, our zombie guru, Everything Green. He's in the chat with us.
Very cool.
Jackie's coming back.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Dead Door. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, too.
And we have our engineer here, too, somewhere. Hey, Crunchy, you around?
Hello, yep, I'm here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Crunch. I was wondering if I was going to make it in tonight, but show's too fun to miss.
So you think is Jackie going to make it back on, or are those thunderstorms too much?
I sure are on now.
I don't know. I mean, her thing is there, but I don't hear no audio or no video, or don't see any video. So.
Well, let me tell you
Lights are
on. Let me tell you about the zombies I created, because I'm pretty excited about that.
That works.
So I saw a news article about 2 years ago about this this virus that it's actually a fungus that infects ants in the Amazon. And in fact, National Geographic did a thing on it about 3 or 4 months ago after I turned in my manuscript. And what it does is it zombifies these ants, and it forces the ants to climb to the tallest point on a tree, and then a fungus grows out of them. And because they're at the tallest point, this fungus now is able to disperse. I mean, it kills the ant. The ant can't move. The ant can't control itself. The ant can't do anything. So what I've had this alien race do is they've weaponized that and infected humans with it, so that humans have this fungus, and once they get it, they're zombified. All they want to do is either get to the highest point or seek out other humans to infect. This is an actual, real fungus that we have on this planet that I think would be absolutely scary if humans had been unable to adapt to prevent it from affecting them. But it's only a matter of time before this pathogen maybe mutates and becomes even strong enough to infect humans. It's called Ophiocordyceps unilaterus, and it's a very scary thing. So what I like doing is not just inventing things, but looking at real science and seeing how I can adapt that to my horror and my science fiction. That to me is the scariest, especially when it's real and it's out there.
Scott, you got any questions while I'm trying to push hold of Jackie?
Okay. How do you do your characterizations? How do you create your characters? And do they ever argue with you about what you want them to do or not do?
It's so funny that you should ask me that question. When I first started out writing, I wanted to be in complete control of my characters. It forced them